Yeah, I got some backlighting. I'll turn this way so you can see me a little better, but I'm gonna go do some exploring out here at the woods at my place, see what I can see. So if you wanna come with me, I would love to have company today. It's Saturday, the 15th of March, something like that. So we're gonna go play. I'm not sure that was recording. So here we are. So I come down this very steep hill, and that's a lot of where my wood stuff is on this steep incline. So I have the woods, so I have to deal with some of that. So it's not like a public campground where everything's going to be smooth and level, but I'll be able to hang hammocks out here. We have some level spots in other places for people who want to put tents and whatnot. But I don't have that issue when I'm hanging between trees. So I'm going to come down here at the bottom. This is one place that when it's the right season, we come down here and harvest wild ginger because it grows in abundance down here, and Jeff really likes the wild ginger. Very steep incline. I'm probably going to come down here in the next couple of weeks and rake a bunch of these leaves clear. We got lots of bird droppings. So this is my place. This is where I get to come explore and play. Here's something for you. These plants right here. If you're not sure what those are, well, I'll give you a chance to think about it. You can post if you want. But those are gooseberries. So there's a, when the season's right, there's a food source there. Lots of green shield. What you're hearing there, having had chemotherapy turned me into a type 1 diabetic. Sean, from a reaction to a flu vaccine many years ago, had become a type 1 diabetic. And Jeff had some stuff going on with his life, and he was borderline type 2. So we're going to keep doing what we do. Jeff has his other YouTube channels going, but this is going to be here. And what we're doing now is me reclaiming myself after my bouts with cancer. Isn't that a cool log tree down? After my bout with cancer and everything associated with it, well, coming back out, I have to redo how I do things, because while they took out 70% of my stomach, I haven't been hungry since, which would be great for my survival trip, because I love survival trips, to not be hungry. Except the circumstances of how I got it is not the most favorable. You know. Nice place to sit, isn't it? Yeah. False turkey tails and stuff. And some real turkey tails. So, I know I'll be down here later season to harvest stuff. Just wanted you to see it. But because of Sean being a type 1 diabetic, me being a type 1 diabetic, and Jeff a borderline type 2 diabetic, well, it's going to change some things we do in minor ways. Survival trips I can't really do because, well, I could go without eating and my blood sugar wouldn't go crazy high, it would go low. And one of the things that I have going is when my blood sugar gets low enough, see, here's a fun for you. We'll cover those at a later time, but nicely recognizable thing. Lots of stuff down here. We're going to cover these things coming up. Anyway, when blood sugar goes low enough, I have a hypoglycemic event and I go have a grand mal seizure. That's not a very good thing. No, that's a horrible thing. So I have to find ways to keep my blood sugar from going low, too low, for a length of time. So I have some kind of stuff in my pocket that I can use to bring my blood sugar up if it goes low. I'm wearing a Dexcom G7 to monitor stuff. I just passed a little wild ginger, it's very young. It's down there if you can see it. But so instead of full-blown survival trips, ooh, more of the wild ginger. Looky down here. It'll be neater looking as it gets a little more mature. We'll get more footage for you coming up. But anyway, so we're going to do bushcrafty things, and we're still going to be the Spirit Wild Wings because that's who we are. But the focus is now going to be diabetic bushcrafting. Because if I can deal with my diabetes and do bushcrafting, and Sean can deal with his diabetes and do bushcrafting, and Jeff can deal with his, then we want other people who have had a diagnosis of diabetes to learn that they don't have to be housebound, that they can get out and do things. So say, I have my, more fun stuff. Anyway, being distracted by, ooh, squirrel. Isn't that just spectacular looking? Look at that fallen stump. I see some gunk over here because I haven't cleaned this part of the property. Let's go take a look at what kind of junk I'm going to have to clear at some point. You can kind of get a feel for the hill and valley and stuff. Tents down here could be tough to find a good spot. We could find a place for Sean's cot tent, but in my case, since I do hammocks, the hills aren't any sort of a problem for me. Now we had a tornado in the area with winds of gusts of 60 miles an hour, and who knows what kind of trash has made its way down here, because we're not that far from the road. So these are things I'm going to have to clear as the weather, as the world warms up and I get back into doing. God, look at the trash down here. People are pigs. There's the road. So, as you can see, people throw stuff out and it makes its way down here. Well, I'll clean this up and turn this back in. Man, this leaf litter here is really, really dense. Squishy. Wow. You can see this. Look at that pallet. Ooh. Now, doing this, as we go along for the next month or so, stuff will be getting cleaned out. I have to reclaim the woodland here that I have. I don't have the amount of acres some people have available, but I do have 26 acres to deal with. Can you just see the amount of hills and valleys? Isn't that cool looking? That's just fantastic. You were feeling predatory, wanting to hunt deer. Anyway, it's not for me to do this. Right behind me is the road. This is some cordage. If I found something I wanted to return to right away, I was going to put this up and tie it because it's highly visible. You'll see a car come by probably. Oh, got some gooseberries here. I'm going to take this off of me and show you. These are gooseberries, and they are a valuable food right time of the year, but take a look at how friendly those thorns can be. So you have to watch these if you're hanging a hammock or anything, because they can be fun to find the hard way. But I'll be clearing this out, making it more, look nicer for visitors when people come hang out with us. Plus, when I clear a bunch of this leaf debris, we won't be so audibly noticeable walking through the woods. Of course, I suppose right now, as I'm talking, it'd be easy for people and animals to identify me. I see some kind of trash down there too. So, walking down to this little wash valley. You can see the depression. That's a Wash Creek. Water runs down from the hills, runs there. We'll be getting a lot of trash out of here. This place sat unoccupied for, well, by estimates of people who knew the person who used to own this and all, this was unoccupied and left go wild for like 20 years. And yeah, so I'm trying to bring it back into being something under control. You know, the area that we have for people who come camping when they're visiting us, it's kind of up that way. There's a level spot up there. So I've got that made for when friends and relatives come by and they want to camp. I have a couple different camping areas made up for that. That while they are primitive, as you can see what this looks like, they're not primitive like this. So this is my idea of a campground. This is what I like. But for other people, you know, we're going to make it more trash. People are pigs. Anyway, we're going to make it more inviting and hospitable for those people. Now, I am going to be coming through because the person who did all this was like trying to have their own arboretum. I've identified 9 different types of oaks, 5 different types of maple, 3 different mulberries, lots of different trees, elms and ash and everything. So I'm going to come out, and when I get to things like this, we're going to put signs on so people can come through and identify them. And I'm going to map it all and create a map so people can come here if they want to explore and learn to identify various trees. So I'm going to make a map of the woods as far as a tree identification guide. If people want to come primitive, do stuff, and be able to learn to identify trees, I want to make this so it'll work for that. That's my blood sugar alarm again. You're saying it's on the low side. Whoa, sorry about that mess. Under all these dense leaves, I couldn't see that stick there that was shifting. And we'll deal with things, discussing how to keep from getting hurt if you lose your balance in the woods. We're going to do all those things coming up. I teach that to friends and family. And here my friends. We will discuss that so you know a way to help keep yourself from getting as damaged as you might otherwise. At some point we'll walk this way. It's going to look different because I will have gotten the leaves cleared out, and I'll be trimming things up, making it look more appealing. As I step through wild rose here. See, here's the area I'm working on. We're camping with tents and stuff. It won't be as finished. Now here you see a branch across. It was touching the ground. It was a broken tree, and the end over here was very wet. So I put it up there, let it dry, so I can then cut it up, break it down into firewood. Here we are. I'm gonna head my way back. I have plenty more minutes to do. Yeah. this area up in here. I'll be raking up soon. This area, there's some trash that's blown here. That 60-mile-an-hour winds moved all kinds of stuff around. And I'll get all this up, and I'm just going to keep working. Turn this into a more or less gorgeous thing. There's twigs and things. I caught something blowing by. There's a tree that we have some bungees in. The deer there was a buck that had been working on it. This would help catch when it was shedding season, but one of the neighbors who went through their land, and he got himself a really good sized buck, and so I didn't get any sheds from that. So I'm going to come take all the bungees down. I could do it today, but with holding the camera in my hand, it'll wait till another time. I come out here and clear these things, make places for people to explore, kids to come explore. Because let's face it, when kids are out here, they all want to sneak and hide from their parents. You know, well, not necessarily from their parents, but they want to play in the woods and play like they're in a secret cove. So I've made some hidden coves. And I'll keep doing that. Oh, there's a fun one. There's a wheel, and you can see the trees growing through it, so there's not much I can do about that. I mean, I could cut the wheel, and we'll see what we do in the future. Russian olive. Over here, I have a small little fence. I'll show you one part of my thing, because I'm going to showcase this later on. I put this up to protect it. The guy who owns this, my landlord, he has some flowers he put here for his wife, and he would occasionally run through a mower, so I had to put up a fence to make sure he didn't get too far. But if you know what a green dragon is, it's relative to Jack the Pulpit, and in here grew the largest green dragon I've ever had the privilege of seeing. So it's protected, it'll keep coming back, but I didn't want him to tear it down. These are his planters for his wife. These were things that had blown down in the ditches. Like you can see, there's a bucket over there, no stuff over there. So I'll be cleaning this up. And that way is where I live. Over there you can kind of make out a bench in one of the places I've been clearing to make a hideaway. This is one of the areas I'm clearing. We've already had big enough opening. I'm going to make it up for people to come camp when they come visit. This is a juniper, man. This gets covered with berries. Not sure how many berries will still be visible at this late time, but yeah, we still have a few. So there we go. I'll be dealing with some of this. I'm going to go put this away and head back.